Hey guys, this is Steve with CardinhamKilligrew.com, and today we are discussing champagne, sparkling wine, Prosecco, basically wines under pressure in the bottle. To be called champagne, it must be made in Champagne, France. Otherwise, you're going to have names like Prosecco or sparkling wine. But they all use basically the same grapes, and they use the same similar methods to create the carbonation in the bottle. Now, there's a few things that you always want to be mindful of. This is very thick glass and it is under pressure, so it can be quite dangerous. You do not want to open the cork, pop it, shoot it at anyone, things like that. They can be very, very dangerous. This is going to be flying at an incredible rate of speed. So you want to be always mindful of where you're popping the cork and how you're pouring the wine. Now today we're going to be discussing a lesser known way of opening a bottle of champagne called sabering. Now this practice involves opening a bottle of champagne with a sword, and it must be done in a very, very specific way. I do not recommend that anybody tries this at home. We are very, very well trained here and we know exactly what we're doing. And again, this is extraordinarily dangerous. You can harm yourself, you can harm others, and you can end up in the emergency room. There's a very, very specific way that you need to do this. So this is for informational purposes only, if you catch my drift. All right, guys, so when you are sabering champagne, you want to remove pretty much everything that is going to get in the way. So we are going to take all of this off, and sometimes this might be a little tricky, but you need to do that. And again, you do not want to do this while you are intoxicated or in any way, to be quite honest with you. So we're going to remove all of this. And now you'll notice that there is a seam running up the bottle. It is essential that you hit the bottle at the seam where it meets the neck. This is the weakest point of the bottle, and this is what will cause it to open with a pop. So again, guys, we are going to be showing you how to saber champagne. And again, this is for informational purposes only. You definitely want to make sure that you identify where the seam is on the bottle. This is the weakest point of the bottle, and this is what will cause it to pop off with wonderful exuberance, as it were. Now, if you do not do this properly, this will explode. It is very, very dangerous, and I do not recommend that anyone does this at home. So guys, we want to run the sword right up the seam at about a 30-degree angle, close to the hilt, and we want to make sure that we keep that force straight right on the seam. I like to give it one or two little shakes just to build up a little extra pressure, and then we're going to go like this. And that is how it's done. Okay guys, now pouring champagne is often a tricky mess. A lot of times you'll be at a party, people will pop champagne, it shoots all over the place. You don't want to do that. You don't want to look like a fool. So pouring champagne must be done at an angle, very slowly. You're going to fill about half the glass, and then you're going to stop. And there we go. So it doesn't overflow, you don't have people rushing to slurp foam off the top, and it's good. Then, once the foam dies down, you can hit it with just a little extra, and there you go. And that's the perfect way to pour champagne.